Hi everyone and welcome to EDU10006, Teaching and Learning in the 21st Century. This is for Teaching Period 2, 2017. And my name's Beck. I'm the unit coordinator for this unit, and I'm joined by a group of fantastic ELAs who are all here to support your learning and help you to succeed in this unit. So I'm really looking forward to getting started. I hope you are too. The first thing that we're going to do is talk about assignment 1A. So this is going to be a series of recordings for you about each of the assignments. And how it's going to work is I will do a short 15-minute recording going through the details of the assignment. And then your ELA is going to run a live Q&A collaborate session so that you can attend, talk about the assignment and ask any questions that you might have. So I suggest obviously having a listen to and watch of the recording by myself before you attend that session with your ELA. So let's get started. So when you're in Canvas and you go to the unit, you'll be able to click on assignments here on the left hand side, and you'll see that all of the assignments are listed here, and it talks about when they're due and the percentage of their weighting. So we're going to have a look at assignment 1A, short essay. So we click on here, and it's going to bring us to more details about this assignment. So let's have a look at the top here. You can see that the word limit for this assignment is 1,000 words, give or take 10%. So when we say that, your ELA will stop marking your work when you start to go over that 10%, so 1,100. And if you're under more than 10% under the word count, then it means that you haven't really had the chance to expand on all of those details of the assignment. So try to stick to the word limit as much as possible, give or take 10%. As I said, the weighting of this assignment is 20%. So generally with the first assignment, that weighting is a little bit lower, and that will build up as we go through the unit. So the due date of this assignment is 5 p.m. on Monday the 31st of July, and that's week 4 of the teaching period. So we're currently in week 1 of the teaching period, so you have 3 weeks to be preparing this assignment. Okay, so let's have a look at the assignment overview here. And this assignment is an opportunity for you to practice essay writing using an academic writing style and supporting your work with sources of information, academic sources of information. So this might be the first unit that some of you are taking in your degree with SOL. Or it might be your second or third, but this essay is a chance for you to really practice and hone in on those skills and helps you to prepare for assignment 1B, which is an essay but a longer one. The same information is going to be included in that essay, so treat this first essay as that kind of training ground to be able to really smash it in that second one. So you're going to be completing this essay by drawing on learning from week 1, 2 and 3, and you're going to, after you've submitted your essay, you'll get feedback from your ELA and really use that to help you to have a roadmap for success in assignment 1B. So you can see the related learning outcomes there, and there are a number of learning outcomes, and each of the assignments work towards some of those. So in the assignment details, this is where it breaks down a little bit more about your essay. So you might not have written an essay in quite a while. Don't worry, we've all had to start somewhere. And as I said, 1,000 words, it's a really good chance to have a bit of a practice here and find out the best way to set up your essay. So your essay involves 4 main sections: an introduction, a main body, a conclusion, and a reference list. So your introduction is a paragraph that frames your essay, and it should be about 10% of the word count. So think about your introduction as a bit of a roadmap to what you're going to talk about in your essay. So when you're going to, say, for example, go to buy a book, you read the blurb to find out a little bit more about that book and whether you think, oh yes, I'm going to buy that and read it. So that's what your introduction is. It's drawing in your reader and letting them know what your essay is about. So in the main body of your essay, you're going to talk about 3 main topics here. The first one is to demonstrate an understanding of 21st century teaching and learning, and this is the learning that you're going to get from week 1 of the learning materials. So if you haven't already had a look at the learning materials, that is in the modules section on the left here. And so you'll do your reading from the modules and then you'll go to the discussions here to your learning group to talk about those readings and do the activities. So in the first part of your main body, you're going to define 21st century learning. So what is 21st century learning? And then explain how it's different to 20th century teaching and learning. So this is a bit of a comparison here. The next part is about globalization and social change. So again, readings from weeks 1, 2 and 3 will help you to complete this part. You're going to define globalization and give 2 examples of how it's changing education. One example about why it's a benefit and one example that makes it a challenge for education. And then you're going to explain how the changes you've identified are impacting on education. Okay, and the last part of your body of your essay here is about social change. So again, you're going to define social change, talk about what is social change, and give 2 examples of how it's changing education. Again, one example that's a benefit and one example that's a challenge for education. And then you're going to explain how those changes you've identified again are impacting on education. Okay, and the next part is your conclusion, which is always quite a tricky part, especially when you're new to writing essays. And this is where you conclude with a summary of all the points you've made. Again, about 100 words or 10% of the word count. So think about reading back through your main body and identifying what were the key points you made in each of those 3 sections of the main body, and use that to write your conclusion. And then lastly, you need to include a reference list. So, your reference list needs to be in APA style, and you need to include at least 3 references taken from the unit readings. So there's lots of resources to help you with referencing, and again, this is a time for you to be practicing. We're not expecting you to be 100% accurate with your referencing, however, we need to be seeing that you're making an attempt at it. So you need to put the resources that you've been reading and used to write your essay in text. So have a look at in-text referencing in the APA style guide, and then you put that the full reference in your reference list. So there's quite a few additional resources there to help you with this assignment: an essay writing guide, a referencing guide, and then lastly, assignment support. If you click on assignment support, it will take you to this section that talks about the different things that can help you with each part of your assignment. So take a look at that also to help you. Okay, the other thing that you can also do is to get support from your tutor, and this is an independent tutoring service where you can submit a draft for review and get some feedback on that before the due date. So this is not going to your ELA, it's going to somebody else, but they can help you with your essay structure and also with your referencing as well. Okay, so let's have a look at where you would go to do that. Your assignment is going to be submitted via Turnitin, which is a program that has a look at how much of your work is your own work and how much you have taken from other sources. So when you put in your draft, you can submit it to get a Turnitin Originality Report, and you can do that by, again, clicking on Assignments. And you'll see at the top here, Originality Report Submission. You can submit it here just to get that Originality Report, but when you submit it to your actual assignment when it's at the due date, you will still get Originality Report then too. But if you're wanting to check on that a lot along the way, you can use this this place here to submit it and get that report. So when you see the Originality Report, it will give you a percentage of about, as I said, how much work is your own. So don't worry when you see that percentage. What it is an indication that you need to go back and check your work and make sure that you've referenced it correctly. If you have any worry about how to interpret that report, there is some guides in the student portal about how to interpret it, or you can speak to your ELA about that too. As I said, you can contact your tutor, and you can do that by going to this section here. Okay, and lastly, let's have a look at what we call the assignment criteria or the assignment rubric. You might hear the word rubric a few times throughout your degree, so I'll just quickly talk through that. So again, the criteria are at the top there, 1, 2, and 3. And this rubric here is what your ELA will use to mark your work. So it's really important. I suggest printing it off, having it next to you, and using it as a bit of a checklist after you've completed your draft to make sure that you've met all of those criteria. So you'll see all of the different grades here are pass, credit, distinction, and high distinction. And then the descriptors here on the right-hand side to tell you what you need to do to make that grade. So the way that this rubric works is, in order to achieve a pass, you need to do all of these dot points in the descriptors here in order to get a pass. If you're looking at moving on to a credit, you need to do all or most of these things in this section in order to receive a credit. So you need to have done all of the things in the pass and then most of the things in a credit. And it works the same as we go down. So in order to get a distinction, you need to have done all or most of the things, all of the things in the pass category, most of the things or all in credit, and some or most of the sections in distinction. And it works the same for the high distinction. So again, a really crucial document that's going to help you to complete your essay. Okay, so there's going to be another short guide that the ELAs are going to provide to you on the discussion board, which will further break down the essay into different sections for you and the readings that relate to those particular sections. So that will be on your discussion board for you. Plus, as I said at the beginning of this recording, your ELAs will be running a live Collaborate Q&A session. And they will put the dates and the links for those up in your discussion board too. I strongly recommend that you attend. It will really help you to succeed in this assignment. Wishing you all of the best of luck with it, and remember, there's lots of support available. Make sure that you ask for it. Thanks everyone.